Hi. Welcome to Movie Plots. Today we recap the 1997 black comedy film The Pest. Spoilers ahead.
I meant to do that.
Down in Miami we meet a local con man named Pesterio Rivera Garcia Picante Salsa Vargas, who plans out his latest scam with his friends Chubby and Ninja.
I am blind.
The three attend a festival where Pest promises his girlfriend Xantha Kent that he will attend dinner with her and her parents. He sets up and begins to take the partygoers' money, pretending to be a blind man while hustling them with the shell game. A German hunter named Gustav Schank searches for his next target. Wanting to hunt a human for sport, he finds his specimen in an athletic football player. Though his assistant Leo mistakenly thinks he means Pest.
What a pathetic choice.
The Scottish Mafia is owed $50,000 from Pest, and their boss Angus continually sends out men to berate him for it. With Pest's friends distracting the gangsters, he is able to get away, where he quickly gets dressed for work. He works as a Chinese delivery boy for Fat Wong Fu, and when his boss fires him under suspicion of not being Chinese,
You look like Bo from Three Stooges. I fire your ass.
Pest keeps his job by threatening to sue for the murder of his imaginary duck Quacky. When Quacky is served to Pest extra crispy, he is sent out on another delivery job. Arriving at a mansion, Schank gets mad at Leo as he lured in the wrong person, but soon changes his tune when he hears that Pest is an agile con artist. Due to Leo's reconnaissance, they know that Pest is in debt, and Schank offers a $50,000 scholarship for minority students, which Pest graciously accepts.
Turn it up, this is fun, come on.
Failing every athletic test they put him through, Schank still ends up choosing Pest to kill due to how irritating he is. Pest unknowingly signs the contract waiving his rights, and they head to Shank's private island for the celebratory hunt.
Hey dear. Goose.
On the island, Pest meets Shank's weirdly effeminate son Himmel, who tells Pest outright that his father plans to hunt him.
Explain yourself.
Stumbling upon Schank and Leo, Pest confronts them on the hunt, before noticing all the trophies around the room with an empty plaque for him. Schank tells him that he has hunted every race but his,
Haven't the Jewish people suffered enough?
and says that if he can survive for 24 hours he will get his freedom and the $50,000. So of course Pest agrees. Schank and Himmel prepare for the hunt, while dressing Pest in the costume of his ancient ancestor people,
My what?
and giving him a gun. Pest runs off into the jungle and the Shanks begin to hunt for him, while Pest fights for survival against nature. After a mishap with one of Pest's booby traps, Himmel fires an RPG at Pest while he's taking a crap, causing him to think Pest is dead. During Hogan's Heroes that night, Pest confronts Himmel and takes some of his bottled animal pheromones, eventually convincing him to help escape the island. When Himmel stupidly looks up, he gets shit on and Pest gracefully slips away.
Oh, I'm blind.
Arriving back in Miami at night, Pest meets up with Chubby and Ninja at a pool party and tells them about the day he's had.
I'm ready to play seagulls. Duty.
When Schank arrives in a helicopter, the three flee the party and head into the city, when Pest suddenly remembers he has dinner with Xantha's parents. Arriving at his girlfriend's parents, Pest tries to make a grand impression, and the whole family sits for dinner. The Germans track him to her house with a device Leo slipped into Pest's pants, that soon begins to overheat and explode. As Ninja and Chubby are distracted out front, Schank sneaks past them with a dart gun. He knocks out Mrs. Kent and Xantha, causing Mr. Kent to think Pest has killed his family.
What did you do to my family?
When Pest misses Schank with all his bullets, Schank tranquilizes Mr. Kent, followed by Ninja and Himmel. Having run out of darts, Pest escapes the house and flees with Chubby, so Schank calls Angus to help search for Pest with his best Scots. It pays off when, being disguised as Rabbi, Pest and Chubby are noticed by one of Angus's men,
Shalom and mazel tov, my little gefiltes.
who alerts Schank to their location. Arriving at a nightclub, Pest and Chubby begin to have a throwdown with a group of rockers, competing to see who has the loudest stereo. Until Chubby stops playing games with them and the Jeep transforms, destroying their vehicle and all but killing the three poor souls. Hiding out in disguise as an Asian businessman in the nearby club, the Germans, the Scottish, and Ninja all arrive looking for Pest, when a case of mistaken identity pulls Pest onto the stage for some karaoke. He is noticed by Schank, so he throws his pheromones on him, swarming him with horny men. The group is then picked up by the Scottish Mafia, and with Angus thinking Pest is trying to skip town, he gives him one day to get his $50,000, taking Ninja as collateral. Schank calls Pest to tell him that he has taken his family hostage aboard a ship, so Pest and Chubby come up with a plan.
Goosey!
Pest outwits Schank on board the ship, while Chubby then makes a deal in Pest's place for Xantha, before Pest gets the drop on Shank.
Pest!
Shank reveals he had poisoned the drink that Pest toasted on the island, and taunts Pest by telling him where the $50,000 is. Pest collapses, seemingly succumbing to the poison.
Come on, Leo.
The next day, arriving at the bank, Shank discovers that his money has been stolen by Pest, who vomited up the poison overboard while escaping the island with Himmel.
Poison should have
Killed it, me?
Pest then has Shank arrested for his crimes, as Shank is dragged away by several police officers while a disguised Pest taunts him on the street. Ninja is set free by Angus, and the group all drive away together with Shank's money. And the movie ends. The Pest was inspired by the classic 1924 Richard Connell short story The Most Dangerous Game.
I from South. It's a different dialect, right? Everybody know that different dialect.
Shank's mansion is the same mansion from the Ace Ventura pet detective film 3 years prior. One of only a few comedy films in which John Leguizamo plays the lead. Test screening audiences thought the character of the Pest was unlikable, so the basketball scene with the kid at the start of the film was then added.
Teach your lesson, punk. Get out of here.
Originally rated an R, some crude humor was cut to get the film to a PG-13.
Fire hose before he cracks, you know what I mean?
The Pest was moved from its original late October 1996 release date, to avoid competition with another TriStar comedy High School High.
What's all this stuff about? I waive my legal rights and whatnot?
Releasing on February 7, 1997, the same date as Dante's Peak, both films would star Charles Hallahan.
Und der goddamn Fahrt, der stinken und der Smellenheimer.
You speak German.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.
I'm going to sing another song, something from my childhood.
Oh, he's wearing a bulletproof vest. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.